If you were the boss, half the employees would quit and the company would go bankrupt. I appreciate it. That helps a lot. What? Seriously, it's a huge help. So, please take good care of those employees who are leaving with you. What the hell are you talking about? The unexpected words left Raymond, the manager, looking dumbfounded. When I gave him a defiant smile, his face quickly turned grim. What's with that face? It's annoying. You think you've won because you have many employees on your side. But that doesn't bother me at all. Don't try to act tough. If half the employees quit, this company is finished. Don't you understand something that's simple? Raymond was always trying to assert dominance over me and harass me. When I pushed his buttons just right, he raised his voice in anger. I don't have the right to stop you all, so do as you please. Well, don't come crying back later, asking to return. I'm done with a company run by such an incompetent boss. A few months later, please, I'm begging you, help me. Raymond came to my new company in tears, bowing down in desperation. My name is Dennis Wilson. I'm a 42-year-old office worker. I've been working at the same company since I graduated. Managing a team full of strong personalities in an all-male department is challenging, but I take responsibility and work diligently every day. One afternoon, I had a meeting, so I was busy preparing for it when my boss, Raymond, who was 4 years younger than me, came to my desk. Raymond had been praised as a top-performing rising star since he joined the company. He was very confident. Dennis, how's the preparation for the new project going? You should do a better job. Geez, it's a pain having to clean up after incompetent people. The new project is progressing smoothly, and we've received good feedback from the client. Whatever. Raymond clicked his tongue quietly and returned to his desk. Since he joined the company, he's always tried to assert dominance over me. It seemed he couldn't stand not being the best. I think it was pointless to engage with him, so I usually ignored his sarcasm and focused on my work. And there was another source of stress. Raymond was very harsh on employees who didn't suck up to him. Even if there was nothing wrong with their work, he'd harshly criticize them, saying, "This is useless. Do it over. Are you even trying?" I glanced over at Raymond's desk and saw him at it again. You can't even put together a simple report properly? Why don't you just quit this company? I'm sorry. Seeing the young employee about to cry while apologizing, I walked over to them. Which one? Let me see it too. I checked the report the junior employee had made, and it was well organized with no issues. There's nothing wrong with this. I think it's fine. Thank you very much. Gosh, you are annoying. As the young employee returned to his desk, Raymond muttered a small curse at me. With a sigh, I returned to my work. The atmosphere in the company had been really bad. Just as I thought I needed to do something about it, another issue arose. You're such a loser. Can't you do anything right? I'm sorry. Man, you're so useless. It's infuriating. A young employee made a mistake at work. It wasn't even a serious mistake, but Raymond threw the report at him and harshly criticized him. You're not needed here. Don't come to work anymore. You being here just irritates me and lowers work efficiency. You're a huge nuisance. Raymond, that's enough. Give him a break. Hey you, don't worry about it. I'm sorry. From that day on, the junior employee who was harshly scolded by Raymond stopped coming to work. Despite being the cause, Raymond felt no remorse and kept bad-mouthing the employee. He's so weak, not coming to work over something like this. Well, at least we can work more efficiently now without that useless guy around. Please stop talking like that, Raymond. Hey, Dennis. What's with that attitude? When I scolded him, Raymond cursed and went off to his lunch break. As I was pondering what to do about Raymond's misbehavior, I was summoned to the CEO's office. In fact, The CEO of this company had been my grandfather for a long time. Only the long-serving employees knew that I am the CEO's grandson. Excuse me, did you want to see me? There you are, Dennis. Please, have a seat. I was directed to sit on the sofa. This seemed like it would be a long conversation. Dennis, you've been with this company for a long time since you joined. You've gained the ability to lead and unite the employees as you've been promoted. So, I want you to become the vice CEO of our company. What? But what will happen to the current vice CEO? I thought it meant making the current vice CEO the CEO, and me the vice CEO. I figured my grandfather, who was getting on in years, was finally retiring, but his response was unexpected. Actually, the vice CEO fell seriously ill and can't return to work. What? No way. The vice CEO was a friendly and caring person whom I deeply respected. It was shocking to think he'd have to leave due to illness. As I was in shock, my grandfather continued speaking. I'm just as shocked. Dennis, from now on, I want you to become the vice CEO and support the company with me. Understood. I had doubts about whether I could truly fulfill the role of vice CEO, but I wanted to meet my grandfather's expectations, so I nodded firmly. Somehow, the news that I would be taking over as vice CEO quickly spread throughout the company. Raymond's attitude towards me became even worse. Once, while I was walking through the office, he deliberately bumped into me and clicked his tongue. Ouch. Hey, you're in the way. Don't just walk around aimlessly. Another time, he slammed some documents on my desk and walked away without a word. I even caught him bad-mouthing me to other employees. You know, Dennis is such a suck-up to the bosses. We had a drinking party with the bosses, and he was kissing up to them so much, it was disgusting. He's so slimy. Also, did you know he's actually the CEO's grandson? The CEO is totally biased towards his family. That's the only reason that useless guy is becoming the vice CEO. You guys don't need to listen to anything Dennis says. I'm way better at the job, and you'd be better off following me. I had never sucked up to a boss in my life. Seeing Raymond spreading lies and rumors about me to the other employees, I walked away from the scene, trembling with anger. A few days later, I noticed something strange. Can you help me with compiling these documents? Hey, are you listening? Even when I talked to the employees I had worked with for so long, they didn't respond. They averted their eyes from me and ignored my voice, starting other tasks. As I stood there in shock at their behavior, I heard Raymond's mocking laughter from behind me. Too bad. No one's going to listen to you anymore. You have no place here. It seemed Raymond had turned the employees against me to undermine me. Still, I persevered and continued my work. Raymond, I've prepared for the next meeting. Could you check it, please? What? Why should I check your work? Excuse me? Do this pathetic job by yourself. As Raymond said that to me, I heard the snickers of the employees he had won over. Raymond. Just as I was about to lose my temper and yell, the internal phone rang. There's an emergency. The CEO. What? My grandfather, the CEO of the company, had collapsed from a heart attack and was rushed to the hospital. I hurried to the hospital, but by the time I arrived, my grandfather had already passed away. Drowning in grief, my grandfather's funeral proceeded solemnly. Grandpa, I will carry on your legacy. His will stated that I was to take over as the next CEO of the company. After the funeral, I, along with the employees who had worked for years and admired my grandfather, worked tirelessly to take over the company he had left behind. Those busy days passed in a flash, and finally, the day of my inauguration as CEO arrived. The employees gathered in the company's large hall were buzzing with excitement. When I entered and stood at the podium, the hall fell silent instantly. Thank you all for gathering here today. It is with great sadness that we acknowledge the sudden passing of our longtime CEO, who has supported this company for many years. As I was appointed the next CEO by him during his lifetime, I will be taking over as CEO from today. Together, we will continue to elevate this company. As I finished speaking, Raymond stepped forward, snatched the microphone from the MC, and loudly protested against me. I oppose this man becoming CEO. This man inherited the position of CEO solely because he is the grandson of the late CEO, despite having no significant abilities. What do you think will happen if an incompetent CEO controls this company? the performance will plummet, management will become difficult, and we might end up on the streets. Isn't it true that many of you actually oppose this man becoming CEO? As Raymond delivered his speech, the hall buzzed again, with jeers such as, "I'm against Dennis becoming CEO. The one who deserves to be CEO is Raymond." These were likely the same employees who always sucked up to Raymond. "Raymond, we are in the middle of an important discussion. Could you please be quiet?" Despite my efforts to remain calm, Raymond refused to listen and became even more agitated. "If you're saying you'll become CEO, there's no way I'm continuing to work at this company. This company is going to go under anyway. Everyone, think carefully about what's best for you." After making this announcement to all the employees, Raymond stormed out of the hall. After the commotion in the hall, I was catching my breath in the CEO's office when Raymond burst in, accompanied by a large group of employees. Grinning unpleasantly, it was clear he had something new up his sleeve. "What now, Raymond?" Raymond slammed a resignation letter onto the table. "If you're the CEO, I'm taking half the employees and quitting. This company will go bankrupt. I appreciate it. That helps a lot." "What?" "Seriously, it's a huge help. So, please take good care of those employees who are leaving with you." "What the hell are you talking about?" The unexpected words left Raymond, the manager, looking dumbfounded. When I gave him a defiant smile, his face quickly turned grim. He seemed to have realized that he was no longer treated as a boss. "What's with that face? It's annoying. You think you've won because you have many employees on your side. But that doesn't bother me at all. Don't try to act tough. If half the employees quit, this company is finished. Don't you understand something that's simple?" Raymond was always trying to assert dominance over me and harass me. When I pushed his buttons just right, he raised his voice in anger. "I don't have the right to stop you all, so do as you please. Well, don't come crying back later, asking to return. I'm done with a company run by such an incompetent boss. Here guys, let's get out of here." With these words, Raymond had the other employees submit their resignation letters and left the CEO's office. Several months later, "Please, help me." As expected, Raymond came crying to my company for help. After quitting my company, Raymond and his entourage of employees joined another company together. Apparently, Raymond had met the CEO of a recently established company business and was invited to join to expand there. Raymond, seizing this opportunity, took half of my employees with him, thinking he could ruin my company. It might have seemed like a good plan, but there was a major flaw that Raymond didn't account for. Those employees who had always sucked up to Raymond had a habit of slacking off, which was one of the reasons our company's performance had been declining. After they moved to the new company, their work attitude remained the same, causing a decline in the new company's performance as well. Raymond, who prioritized loyalty over competence, hadn't grasped the abilities of his subordinates, leading to his disgrace. The new company's CEO criticized him harshly. "Since you and your employees joined, our performance has been plummeting. What kind of guidance have you been giving them? It's clear your skills are lacking." Despite this, the kind-hearted new company CEO gave Raymond a chance to improve his subordinates' performance. Fearing for his job, Raymond tried to enforce stricter discipline on his team. However, it wasn't easy to change the work habits of so many employees. On top of this, Raymond's misfortunes continued. "Raymond, I want you to leave this company." "What?" Even though he had only been working there for a few months, Raymond was suddenly asked to resign. Panicking, he asked for a reason. "I heard you harassed your subordinates at your previous company, forcing them to quit. How did you know that?" "I had a chance to talk with the CEO of your former company during a business meeting." "Dennis, that bastard." Realizing his past misdeeds had been revealed, Raymond cursed my name bitterly. "It seems this is true." "No, it's different. Dennis is lying. He's trying to frame me. I left that company because the CEO was harassing me. I brought my employees here to escape his mistreatment. Please believe me." "Then how do you explain this?" "Wait a minute." The new company CEO laid out several photos on his desk. In the photos, Raymond was seen grabbing an employee's hair and berating them harshly, as well as grabbing another by the collar and glaring at them. To any observer, it was clear Raymond was tormenting his subordinates. Moreover, the new company CEO began playing a recording. Raymond's voice filled the room, scolding his subordinates harshly. This is your voice, isn't it? How terrible. Oh no. Let me explain. I've heard you treat your subordinates harshly simply because they don't suck up to you, subjecting them to relentless verbal abuse. I can't have you ruining my competent staff. You need to leave this company. No, I promise I'll never do anything like this again. Please, forgive me. Even so, you haven't achieved anything noteworthy since joining us. Honestly, I don't think your abilities are all that impressive. There's no benefit in keeping you here. No way. Raymond, who was always so confident in his abilities, was forced to resign, his pride thoroughly shattered. But his misfortune didn't end there. Soon after being expelled from his new job, Raymond was sued by a former employee he had harassed and forced to resign from my company. That former employee had been gathering evidence with a voice recorder of Raymond's past verbal abuse. As a result, Raymond faced a lawsuit demanding compensation. Having already left the company, Raymond found it difficult to manage his daily life while also dealing with the compensation payments. It was tough for Raymond to find a new job after being fired in just a few months. He complained at the job center and refrained from applying for jobs at subsidiary companies due to his strong sense of pride. The staff there sighed and told him that there wasn't any company that would hire him. Eventually, Raymond's savings ran dry, and he couldn't pay the rent for the apartment he had lived in since working at my company. Now, he was staying in a shabby little apartment. Having explained all this, Raymond bowed deeply in front of me. Please, Dennis, let me work at your company again. I swear I won't harass any other employees and will work diligently. I'm truly sorry for everything I've done. With him suddenly groveling at the company entrance, I was at a loss. Employees arriving at work passed by, whispering among themselves. Isn't that former manager Raymond? Yeah, what is he doing? Man, he's lame. Hearing these whispers, Raymond's face turned red. Raymond, I understand how you feel. Then, Raymond looked up at me with hope, but I coldly said, but you apologizing now won't heal the emotional scars of the employees who quit because of your harassment. While the harasser might not care, the one who was harassed is left with deep wounds. If you can't understand such a simple thing and have hurt our valuable employees, we don't need you at our company. It's a nuisance for you to stay here, so please leave. Damn it. Raymond, showing a face full of despair and then anger, left my company. Mr. Wilson, the latest deal was a great success. Yeah, it's all thanks to everyone's hard work and cooperation. Thank you. It's all because you always come to the site and give advice. It really boosts the employees' morale. I'm glad to hear that. I was worried that I might be seen as a nuisance. Not at all. Everyone trusts you, Mr. Wilson, and the ones who stayed are all dedicated employees. Since Raymond and his group of followers resigned, my company's performance has been on the rise. The remaining motivated and capable staff have been working efficiently, despite the smaller team. The overall atmosphere of the company has brightened, bringing energy and unity among the employees, allowing them to work comfortably. The new projects we've been preparing for as a company also ended in great success, further brightening the future of our business. Today, as always, I am surrounded by trustworthy colleagues, engaged in fulfilling work and enjoying my days to the fullest.